Welcome back. Today I will be featuring 5 teams with Shadow Charizard. The first team is Obstagoon, Shadow Charizard, and Lantern. Don't ask me what I do against Altaria. The next one is Shadow Charizard, G-Fisk, and Swampert. The idea is that Charizard will protect the backline from Medicham. The next team up is G-Fisk, Shadow Charizard, Shadow Dragonite. It's a nice ABB team that's pretty memey that I played around with last season. The next team is the best one, Medicham, Registeel, and then Shadow Charizard. Without as many Trevenants, this team can really run loose. It's kind of nice. The final team is Lantern, Charizard, and Umbreon. Lantern and Umbreon act as damage sponges, and Charizard will close with shield advantage. We lead Obstagoon into Ninetales. This is a bit awkward, but I'm willing to play out the Zero Shields since I really don't think Obstagoon will have a whole lot of play, and if they want to expend double Weather Balls, I'm totally fine with that. They let the Cross Chop go unshielded. That does pathetic damage. It's at the Dazzling Gleam, but I don't really care about Obstagoon, so I just let it through. Send in Lantern. They give up Switch advantage, which it's a Swampert, so it doesn't really matter. And I'll just be going straight Surf. And if they want to take out my Lantern, they're going to have to expend an Earthquake. So I think they're reading that maybe I want to keep my Lantern, but I don't. I don't care. So Hydro, go ahead. I throw a Surf. They should be nearing their second Hydro. I think they're at it, but they shield. 1, 2, 3. They're at an Earthquake, but I really don't care. Like, if you want to take me out, expend all your energy. They don't, so I get to another Surf. Great. This should be getting the second shield off of Swampert, and I got both shields in a negative matchup. Wing attack goes through, so they'll only get off 1 Hydro Cannon. I believe they're at 2, but at this point, Charizard up a shield. Yeah, there's the A9. Blast Burn, massive overkill, but you can't throw double resisted Dragon Claw. The Obstagoon really didn't do anything because that would have one-shot anyway. They have a Trevenant, and that's game over. Absolutely horrible Charizard into Toxapex. Oftentimes, Toxapex is paired with Scrafty, so I safe swap Swampert instead of G-Fisk because I don't want G-Fisk to be hard punished by a Dark-type counter user like Scrafty or Obstagoon. They bring in an Umbreon, which is a positive matchup against Swampert usually. However, this Umbreon is running Dark Pulse, which this really caught me off guard because usually Umbreons run Foul Play. Now this is winnable for Swampert because I will simply be outpacing the Hydro Cannons. At the time though, I did not know this, which is quite unfortunate as I CMP on the next one. They shield this up, and I probably should have shielded here just to preserve Switch advantage, but I didn't realize that Swampert could actually flip this. Alright, I bring in G-Fisk, and I start farming up a lot of energy, but they get to another Dark Pulse. That's okay. I don't care about health on G-Fisk because I'm still expecting a Dark-type counter user, so I just keep loading up on energy. I maybe should have thrown a Rock Slide here because I'm capping out on energy, and I didn't really need to take this extra damage. They come in with a Sableye. I throw a Rock Slide because I figure I could just go straight Rock Slide at this point, break the shield, and then just chip them down. But they shield it, so I decided to go for the Earthquake. I don't know if this is the best of plays. Maybe it was fine to just go Rock Slide because as long as I put it into Dragon Claw range, anything else is really a waste of energy. I swap into Charizard because I need to preserve G-Fisk, at least I believe I do. I throw a Dragon Claw, which I should have just wing attack down. Even if I had to eat a foul play and almost be KO'd at that point, I would have still gotten to a Blast Burn against Toxapex, and I wouldn't have given them any extra farm, which would have been a lot better because then my G-Fisk would only have to get to one Earthquake, and the Umbreon is nigh knocked out. And they make a catch here, which I tried to throw a turn earlier, but I'm not sure if I over-tapped the first time or if it lagged and denied me my Dragon Claw. Either way, it's really unfortunate. I misplay again. I bring in Swampert. I don't get to the Hydro. They have back-to-back Brines, and this is not Rock Slide range. Toxapex is so thick. It's even in the red health after that Mud Shot, but I don't think it would have mattered. That was a good game. Tough lead. Interesting moveset on the Umbreon, but all in all, I lost. On to the next battle. We pick up a fairly positive lead. Stunfisk into Noctowl. They safe swap into a Lantern, which really isn't a G-Fisk answer, so I'm fine just staying here because I don't want to see the Lantern on my Charizard in the back. I go straight for Earthquake because I want to force off shields or just take out the Lantern. They do shield, and I just keep farming up. I don't really care about shielding my G-Fisk. That's kind of how I play it with really glassy mons, is if I have a tank, it just doesn't get shielded. Make it to another Earthquake. They probably could have... No, they don't outspeed. So they expend both shields, and then here, honestly, I don't think I should have shielded this. It is a bait, but in hindsight, I could have just left it up to 2-shield Zard, because once the Lantern's out of the way, there's really not much besides like a Bastiodon that would give me a really hard time. Like Rock Throw Weezers also could be tough. But they bring back in the Noctowl, and it's not looking horrible. I have a shield up, and Dragon Claw, it does pretty big damage. It does get stab, but it's not the best of moves. I let the Dragonite go because I figure Charizard up a shield can beat pretty much anything. And yes, it can, but I'm also really bad. I panic swap into G-Fisk, giving their Swampert extra energy for literally no reason. This is a huge misplay, and it costs me the game because I would need energy to take out the Noctowl, as well as 2 Dragon Claws to take out this Swampert. I realize I'm not going to get that, so I go for the Blast Burn, kind of a Hail Mary play, hoping it KOs, because then I'd have a Dragon Claw stored. They live, and yeah, that's tough. If it was Shadow, that would have been a clean KO, and I would have had a Dragon Claw. There's so many ways I could have played that differently, but I just messed it up. Alright, on to the next team. This one is probably the best team in terms of playability in the meta. Medicham, Registeel, and Charizard. We pick up an extremely neutral lead, as it is a mirror match. The Medicham mirror match is a little dicey, depending on who calls what, but I don't care about my Medicham, and I know I probably lose CMP because I have a level 50 Medicham, so I just keep on countering away. They throw the Psychic, I let it through. I throw my Psychic, but we'll see what this does. We pick up a Shield, which in my opinion is honestly better. They throw their Ice Punch, which should take out my Medicham. It doesn't. I live on like 1 HP and get off my Ice Punch, which is actually really nice because it means that I can just wing attack down with, or expend a Dragon Claw. I don't have to expend a Blast Burn. They switch into a Lantern, which mildly questionable decision making, but I bring in Registeel, and I have no intentions of shielding anything. I think they want to make me preserve my Registeel, because they know this matchup is super favorable for them if they can get their Lantern back onto my Charizard. But I simply don't care. We get an attack drop, which is really huge. This means that I can live 2 more Surfs at least, and they just throw Surf. So I'm building up some more energy. They throw again, but this should only be a Surf. Surf comes through, but it doesn't KO. I get off my Zap Cannon, which should be doing nice damage to the Lantern. This should put it into Dragon Claw range, and then they come in with Sableye. And Sableye is not the bulkiest, so 1 Shadow Blast Burn, and goodbye Sableye. They bring back Medicham, and I should have just Wing Attacked down for a cleaner win, but I should make it to a Dragon Claw against Lantern anyway. They recognize this, and they top left, but I get to my Dragon Claw, and yep, that's a wrap. Nice 2 shield flex, and then on to the next battle. We pick up a neutral lead, Lantern into Deoxys, and I'm just gonna sit here. They throw after 7, so I know it can't be a Thunderbolt. It's just a Rock Slide, and then I build up a little bit of energy and throw my Thunderbolt. Rock Slide Deoxys has a slightly negative matchup against Lantern in the zeros, so I'm willing to just play out the zeros and then stick Umbreon on it if they decide to shield it themselves. They throw another Rock Slide, I build up a little bit more energy, and then I throw my Thunderbolt. They come in with Venusaur, I swap immediately into Umbreon. They come in with Charizard, and I know this game is pretty much over at this point. Once their Charizard's out of the way, my Charizard will absolutely destroy that Venusaur. They throw a move. It's a Blast Burn. Blast Burn does huge damage, even if it's not Shadow. Let's take a moment to appreciate that shiny Party Hat Charizard. Very beautiful. But yeah, at this point they'll need to throw another Blast Burn still because Umbreon's just that thick. They don't. They bait with a Dragon Claw, which does horrible damage. Like, non-stab Dragon Claw from a non-shadow Pokemon, it's just not that good. We throw another Foul Play and they let it through. Yeah, this is over. Still have to respect the Sludge Bomb because it probably one-shots Shadow Zard. Most decent moves one-shot Shadow Zard, or at least put it very close to dead. We'll throw a Blast Burn. This is massive overkill once again, but I just really like Blast Burn animation. It's kind of cool. Bye bye, Venusaur. Good game. This is my first time really experimenting with these teams, so I'd like to get a little bit more practice and try this again sometime. Maybe at a higher elo range. All in all, I had quite a bit of fun. I misplayed a little bit, so it'd be nice to get a redo on some of those. But thanks for watching.